President Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship is on temporary hold after a federal judge last week called it blatantly unconstitutional. Birthright citizenship derives from Section 1 of the 14th Amendment, which reads in part, quote, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Vice President J.D. Vance defended the executive order on Face the Nation.
If you come here on vacation and you have a baby in an American hospital, that baby doesn't become an American citizen. If you're an illegal alien and you come here temporarily, hopefully, your child does not become an American citizen by virtue of just having been born on American soil.
Amanda Frost joins me now. She's a professor at the University of Virginia School of Law, director of the school's Immigration, Migration, and Human Rights program. Thank you for being here. Can you take us back? What was the intention behind passing the 14th Amendment, specifically this part about birthright citizenship?
Yeah, the goals were very clear of the Reconstruction Congress and the nation. This was shortly after the Civil War, and Congress's first goal was to overrule the infamous Dred Scott decision, in which the Supreme Court held that no Black person, whether they were free or slave, could ever be a U.S. citizen. So that was clearly the first and primary goal. But the secondary goal, and they talked about this in the legislative history, was they wanted to integrate the children of immigrants. They knew America was a nation of immigrants, more were arriving, and they explicitly said, we want the children of immigrants to be equal citizens and equal Americans.
Is birthright citizenship unique to the United States?
No, other countries have birthright citizenship. We're one of 33 with pure birthright citizenship rules. Other countries have some conditions or qualifications on it, so we're not alone. Canada and Mexico also have birthright citizenship.
If birthright citizenship were to be overturned, what would happen to the newborn children of undocumented parents?
Yeah, I mean, that's the really extraordinary point. And I should add, it's not just undocumented parents. The executive order applies to the children of lawful immigrants as well, who are here temporarily on student visas or work visas. So it would be a huge number of people that would overnight become undocumented immigrants. We could expect, hundreds of thousands of children born every year to be undocumented. They wouldn't be able to get Social Security numbers. They wouldn't be able to get passports. They wouldn't have any legal right to remain in the U.S., even if their parents did. So the results of this would be extraordinary. And let me add, it wouldn't just be immigrants who would be affected. A U.S. citizen born in this country, whose parents and grandparents have been here, that person who has a baby, if that executive order were in place, would also have to prove their lineage to the satisfaction of the government before their child would be recognized as a citizen.
What else do you think people should know about this?
I think what I'd love people to take from this conversation now we're having about birthright citizenship is how essential it is to who America is, to our values. We were a nation founded on the idea that we were rejecting an hereditary monarchy. We were rejecting titles of nobility. We're not about lineage. We're about location. You're here, you're one of us. And America is better than most countries at integrating the children of immigrants. Europe really struggles with that, but we do a great job with that. And this executive order and the end of birthright citizenship would put at risk something that's really a superpower of the United States.
Amanda Frost, thank you.
Thank you.